Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Tom Plays XCOM Enemy Unknown for absolute beginners. We've got a serious problem with the ship getting in the way here. So we are at an alien abduction site, and really everything now is about training. We've got these 5 gifted people, but we've got some of them rather late in the game, so need to get them trained up. Train the gifts while we're at it. But in a lot of ways, it's actually their general combat skills, their ranks, that we need to improve. Struggling heavily for cover at the moment. Just trying not to get anyone too close together, and hopefully we can start getting to cover before anyone shows up. Okay. Amazingly, that is actually cover.
Moving to firing position.
Let me use run and gun anyway.
Eyes on target.
So something we're really going to have to keep an eye on now is robotic enemies. Because basically our psionic gifts don't work on them. I also think that we're just going to have to focus on getting into cover. Even if it means we're not going to be able to shoot. I mean, maybe an odd person out of cover, but generally I'm hoping it'll move and the sniper will get it.
Adjusting sights.
Well, it seems we had other options.
Target's still up.
Okay.
Dead
That's
and
less good.
gone.
Oh no, doesn't look like it's close enough to injure anyone.
They're starting to lose ground.
Now in theory, if... In theory, Boomer might actually be able to capture that thing. So that's new. Never actually done that before, even in other games. So in theory it would be more useful if we had a SHIV, one of the automated tanks, because the drones would be able to heal it. As it is, it's just a very low power soldier. But still, there's an extra soldier on the board. Okay, so that injured one we can probably take out.
You're gonna wish you stayed home.
Should help a bit with the psionic abilities.
They're trying to pull back!
As always though, I'm trying not to worry too much about.
Rocket back to go.
Just thinking, how about we try and get high? Seeing as it has to move anyway, let's see if we can position ourselves the way we would end up in cover. The edge. Looks like that's the edge. Can't see the red markers. That's good because we haven't sent many people over there.
Eyes on target. I don't think we're alone out here.
Concerned about having Muton Elites showing up. Also concerned about the lack of cover. So it looks like in some ways we do need to spread out along here and prepare for most enemies to be in these buildings. The problem is it does leave us exposed to that floater. Well, we got overload. Alright, interesting. So I'm guessing that will cause it to explode, causing more damage than it could usually cause. Looks like it actually doesn't have an Overwatch ability. Possibly can't hide behind cover either. So that overload might be our best option with the drone.
The enemy is still alive.
Of course its main value would be reconnaissance. But no objection to just flying around shooting people either. Little risky. Not much chance of stunning. A little concerned about her running out of ammunition as well. Choice of route, possibly I should have used silent powers just then. Still, not to worry. Right, I think I might be better off making the drone a target. Once you discover more enemies. But that was what I was hoping for. Drawn some fire away, and amazingly has actually survived. Which I did not really expect. Right. You're still fully... So this is my main concern, that we're going to run out of ammunition.
Running dry on ammo.
So let's see.
Shot failed to connect.
Definitely need some healing there. Well, actually, it does look like we can get close enough. So let's see what this does. Yep, that's the plan. How does it work? Self-destruct causing 3 damage to nearby units. Actually, to be honest, 3 damage is a bit poor. So probably only worth it if we were surrounded by multiple units. I feel like I need to get Boomer out of there. Oh, that's good. He's come for the other
Shot failed to connect.
Okay, that's less good.
Bye-bye.
Okay, sniper. Of what you gain. With that in mind, let's get Boomer into the range of a sniper. Again, full on retreat, and then when she's somewhere relatively safe, she can then worry about getting healed. Not healed. Well, healed as well. But yeah, they're extremely resistant to mind fray. Okay, in some ways that's a bonus.
Hostiles pacified.
I can't believe how far he flew. What are we loading into our sniper rifles? Who's this? Oh right, he's not dead. Grief. Okay. So yeah, I need Boomer to reload. Is he really not dead? Because no, he's definitely dead. So why was I getting the option to mind control him? It's a bit weird.
Good to go.
Right, I'm going to tentatively move you forward. I'm still worried about that floater, which I'd swear is up here somewhere. But we can't reach that cover and still be able to shoot. I definitely want to get him into action again because he's our most recent recruit. And as usual,
the target.
Even though the point of this is training, I'm trying not to focus on it too much. I still think people will automatically end up getting training.
I'm ready.
Just by being in the middle of the action. Let's just check your options out first. Yeah. Mind control. I am really not happy about sending her further in either. I want her to be healed first. Even though I'm leaving him a little exposed. Okay. Lots of healing needed all round, in fact.
Easy now, soldier.
I mean, more than ever with the silent
I
gifts,
think I heard something.
our soldiers are our most valuable asset. So we need to do everything we possibly can to keep them alive.
Going in for the kill.
Boomer is back in action. I am rather conscious that she does not have Mind Shield, despite not being psionically gifted. Okay. Firing options and Mind Fray options. Let's use a Mind Fray because at least we know it's definitely going to work.
You're gonna wish you stayed home.
Not sure what's happened with the heavy floater.
You hear that?
But if it appears it's possible our sniper will take it out. Okay, so this is our Muton. It's fine. Oh, there's the heavy floater. Okay, brilliant. I'm usually actually putting him into cover. Alright, I need you to heal yourself. Because he's only just been mind controlled. So the next couple of rounds I probably won't be quite as concerned about the Muton's health. But for now, let's reload as well.
Let's do this.
We should be fairly safe.
Target's still up.
So Muton should draw most
They're
of the
moving to
fire.
flank me.
They're flanking my position.
They're moving around the side.
Okay. Yeah, if we can. Actually, it doesn't matter, does it? Boomer is already top rank, so I don't actually need her to take anyone else down as such. Probably have attacked the floater actually. I was thinking of doing it with this guy. So the floater is... Oh, do I want to use... I guess actually it doesn't really matter what I use, does it? Because he's already pretty thoroughly trained.
Your nightmare is just starting.
So we might as well just take it down. Fairly sure that floater was the one we wanted to get rid of. We're actually at the edge of a map here. It's entirely possible that this Muton Elite is the only thing left. Makes me wonder if I should be taking steps to get rid of him. I think he's probably killable with a mind fray, to be fair. So it might not be too much of a threat. I'm going to assume he's the last one. And I'm going to happily take him over to one of my own soldiers so that my own soldier can get injured. Good job. Right, okay. Let's just shoot him.
Excellent work. All objectives complete.
I actually didn't. I didn't actually think that the Muton would get a turn straight away after recovering from mind control, but never mind. Okay. This is what we're expecting.
Our troops are making it look easy out there. Let's hope they don't get too cocky.
Okay, so no injuries, so that's good. No harm done. We've gained a size specialist promotion. No other promotions, unfortunately. But it will come. We've got some Illyrium, which is good. Because apart from the need for training...
We will be in touch, Commander.
We also have a fairly desperate need for Illyrium. We want to...
The new engineers arrived this morning, Commander. We're always glad to have more help down here.
We want to build a second blaster launcher, basically. Okay, so because of the current situation, we must make sure that the council report doesn't happen until we've sent satellites. Remember, you don't need to have the satellites arrive, you just need to have sent them. So we need China, Japan and Australia. I might do India as well. I know I've been calling this area Asia, and it isn't just Asia. I think that's just what they call it in the game. Australia is definitely not in Asia. Okay, so China.
Satellite launched.
I didn't realise we needed engineers for this, so actually that last mission we took, they gave us extra engineers.
Satellite launched.
Was worthwhile.
Satellite launched.
We're going to need help shifting that equipment around. Get some people down there ASAP.
I'm going to do India as well.
Satellite launched.
So in theory, this has given us future combat. It was something that occurred to me, possibly too late, that it might have been worth doing Africa because their bonus is called All In, and it gives you a bonus to money. And the idea is the African nations basically take things so seriously that they really do everything they can to support you. I don't know if this is going to be as useful because we've done most of the projects we needed, certainly all the officer training school
We
ones.
don't have the resources to go off on a wild goose chase.
But nonetheless, we've got the bonus now anyway. Okay, that should be good.
Incoming transmission.
We are extremely impressed with the progress of the XCOM project thus far, Commander. Your recent results were beyond our expectations, and that is not a statement this council makes lightly.
Okay, so all looking good. We've got some more engineers, so that will be helpful, seeing as we apparently need them for satellites. The other thing is Africa would have been easier to cover, of course. South America's bonus, seeing as we're on these now, is to do with research. I think it's called We Have Ways of Making You Talk, and it makes your autopsies and interrogations instant. So it can be quite useful, but possibly not as useful as the others, and certainly not useful now. Expert knowledge that we've had from the beginning isn't any use because it's for research as well. Air and space is always useful, makes our ships cheaper to maintain and I think to buy. Future combat we've just seen might still be useful for any Foundry missions we decide is still handy. And Africa is all in, which gives us more money, which is always useful. Although I think we're finally not struggling for money.
Remember, we will be watching.
We're only really struggling for Illyrium now.
Satellite coverage now available in Japan, Australia.
Okay, so no gift. Just keep putting people in. I would love to get an assault troop with the gift. Because if we get any other type of troop, especially heavies, because I think we've got 2 of those, there's a danger that we'll just not use them. So it might be worth hiring some more soldiers in the effort to get more assault troops.
The new engineers arrived this morning, Commander. We're always glad to have more help down here.
Okay, so quickly going through them, the SHIV, I like it, I really like it, I don't have much of a use for it. These were ironically more useful in the original XCOM, or UFO Enemy Unknown, even though they took the place of 4 soldiers. Because for one thing, you could field more soldiers. I think even in the initial ship, the Sky Ranger, you could field like 14. And once you developed alien-style vessels, you could field, I don't know, 30 people. So taking up 4 slots wasn't that big a deal. Also, that game was far more unfair. One of the things it was renowned for was taking one step outside the ship and getting instantly gunned down. They were quite kind, and if you took a tank, which is I think what we used to call them, that's what I used to call them, they would always be near the exit of the ship, so you could send them out first. And of course if you lost them, it didn't matter, they were replaceable. So while they're still in theory useful as a replaceable item, they never gain experience, as they never did, and obviously they can't have psionic abilities, so they're just not as useful, because now soldiers' experience is so important, and individual soldiers are so important. We can only field 6, so I just don't think these are useful anymore. Tempted to build one just because the animations are cool, and I like robots, but can't see us using them. Advanced repair, it just reduces repair times, useless. These are all to do with the SHIVs. Advanced construction, I think it just allows us to make things faster, again not very useful. Improved pistol we could probably actually do, even though we rarely use pistols, it's possible. And stealth satellite, like I said before, not that useful because shooting the satellites down isn't a problem. In fact, in some ways it can be better, because every time you send one out, it reduces panic. But I might do an improved pistol.
We're certainly keeping the boys down in the foundry busy. I'll let them know you've got another project ready for production.
Maybe we'll just do one at a time. There's at least a chance. Oops. There's at least a chance that we might use pistols.
I'll make sure production begins immediately. And as
This is using up some of our precious Illyrium, of course, but I'm kind of hoping to get more Illyrium from shooting down UFOs. Just part of the point
the foundry is already warmed up. I'll make sure to notify you as soon as production is finished.
It's part of the point of sending out a bunch of satellites over Asia and Australasia. Okay, they want 2 scopes. The reward isn't very good. However, depending on what they cost us to make, I might be willing to do it. I mean, from a role-playing point of view, it doesn't hurt to help them out. Yeah, it just costs money. So we get more money back than we put into it. There's no real reason not to do this. Canada. There you go. After all, there's always a chance that, well, I mean, inevitably, countries' individual militaries are going to have to deal with aliens as well.
Commander, our satellite is prepped and standing by for launch. We are ready to deploy it on your orders.
Awesome. Especially because for some insane reason, we're only allowed 1 base and only 1 Sky Ranger.
Contact detected.
Here we go, so this is exactly why we put these interceptors out. Not interceptors, satellites.
We have eyes on the bandit.
Medium scout. Shouldn't be a problem. So, well, this is useful. Crew size of 11. Ethereal muton elites. More mutons. Every muton we can get, in fact. Heavy floaters and cyber discs. Oh, this is good. Got a promotion. Okay, shredder rocket. This is what we need. Oh, she's also got a new psi ability. Okay, so we're going to go with Psi Panic again. The hope is that we don't need to bolster our own troops against psi attacks, because everyone except Boomer is gifted anyway, so should have a high willpower.
Prepare for deployment, Strike One.
We're heading into China for the next operation. It looks like the aliens went down in a sparsely populated area. If there are civilians in the area, I hope they stay clear.
Come in, HQ. Big Sky has reached the outer marker. Approaching the crash site now. Strike Team is awaiting your orders.
Affirmative, Big Sky. Strike One is free to engage hostile targets at the crash site.
Okay, so we're going quite a way in that direction, quite a way in this direction. So it looks like we're mostly needing to align ourselves over here. So this mission will effectively have a dual purpose because it's a downed UFO. We are training, as always, but we're also hoping to recover some Illyrium. Doesn't necessarily mean that we will. This is, of course, a crashed UFO. Which I suppose is a potential drawback of
Houston, we have
satellites. So we are more likely to shoot enemies down. Little dangerous. I'm going to deliberately not move anyone in the hope of not discovering anyone until our sniper is once more on Overwatch.
What the hell was that?
Probably a heavy floater.
Eyes on target.
Well, if nothing else, I suppose the floater flying overhead like a meteor will have warned everyone that we're here.
Planted him.
Horribly aware of how useless that round was for trading purposes. Both Boomer and Cyclops are fully trained, but we can't worry about that. We need to make sure our troops get out, ideally uninjured. So we should still just take out every alien we can, no matter who's doing it, no matter how. Sure, how much more of this we need to reveal? Oh, a bit. Just worth checking it, don't want to be leaving any blind spots. It looks like the actual UFO is over here. So this is definitely where we need to focus our attention. Those two are a bit too close.
You hear that? Go loud. Now, this target no longer a threat. They're falling back.
Seems a bit of a waste to have the sniper target the drone, really, although I suppose it means no healing.
X-ray down.
Kind of assuming there's no one over here. A little dangerous, but I'm hoping the sniper will cover us. so hopefully not quite as dangerous as you'd think. Let's get you over to the UFO, leave Boomer doing the outside work, because how much fuel have we got left? Does it tell us? Although we only use fuel when we're moving. Won't be so bad. Okay, Boomer, you need to make sure we don't have people on the outside. I don't really want to bring her close to the ethereal, because she should be more vulnerable to mind control. Or rather, more vulnerable than everyone else, and there's no cover. Okay. Let's... go with being able to go on Overwatch anyway. Not sure if there's an entrance here. Is the ship facing that way? Maybe it is. But we can obviously go through the side anyway. Never sure if that barrier is meant to alert them. It seems to show anything to suggest it alerts them. So maybe it's just there to look pretty. I'm reasonably sure we've covered this corner off now. Pretty much. Very unlikely there's going to be any enemies there. Excuse me. So I'm going to get him circling back around to the UFO. So basically we need to get in there, hopefully secure in the knowledge that our troops should be relatively resistant to mind control, and take down the remaining enemies.
What's making that noise?
That would be an ethereal. Kind of curious as to where the Muton and Berserker are. So I would expect the Muton elites to be in the command chamber with the ethereal, but I would have thought the Muton...
Here they come.
Oh, there they are. We'll be wandering around. There's no way in there.
I'm about to start keeping score.
So we've seen the Muton, he's inside the UFO, so if we can get the UFO surrounded. Never seem to be great for cover, these places.
What's making that noise?
Kill confirmed.
Brilliant. Kinda willing to hazard a guess that that just leaves an ethereal and one or more muton elites in the command center. I haven't actually been counting, there were 11 enemies, weren't there? So that's 2 heavy floaters, we've had a Cyberdisc and a drone, that's 4. Had a muton berserker, that's 6. That's not good, that leaves us 5 enemies. Plus we also need to work out where they are. Right. So I'd like to think we wouldn't have an ethereal and 4 elites in one chamber. That would be a little insane, so maybe there are more wandering around. So if we have a command chamber, where's it going to be? Because that looks like the entrance to me. And all of these other places are kind of exposed. I mean, this looks vaguely commandy. I guess we'll just have to keep looking. Okay, that helps.
Quiet. Did you hear something?
I know we've been doing this throughout, but I hope it's clear that, you know, we've got soldiers covering off different areas of ships, approaching from different directions, taking different paths through to hopefully attack the enemy from multiple directions. And generally make it as difficult as possible for them to resist the assault. Right, so it looks like we need to get through there, maybe? Still not immensely clear. But we should probably be cautious before opening this door. They might even just be wandering around outside. So, slow and steady. I'd normally be worried about reloading the sniper's rifle, but... oh. right at the edge. But I'm not actually expecting the sniper to do anything else now. Kind of feel like he's done his work. So having like effectively one bullet left is actually okay.
Clear to engage.
There we go.
Shot wide.
And missed.
They're on the move.
Cover my flank!
I was thinking, why can't I mind control? I can mind control. Game's trying to hide it from me. See, one reason we might have wanted to keep Boom near the command centre is to have another shot at capturing an ethereal alive.
I don't think we're alone out here.
I suppose there's no reason we can't try and bring her in anyway.
Going in for the kill.
How close can we get? Okay. Well, it's hard not to feel like we should be sending the Muton in. See how much damage we can get these guys to do to each other. Might just literally leave it at that. They can fight each other, and whichever one survives, we will endeavour to take down. Yeah, I suppose that shouldn't come as a surprise. I wonder if being a muton and therefore not very psionically gifted meant that that did more damage than it would normally do. In any case, I am disinclined to worry too much about capturing this one alive. But I might just go all out. Kind of expected to try mind control. Yeah, so if that was the same attack used on the Muton, it was far less effective when used against us. I don't suppose Boomer is in a position to try to take it out, is she? Apparently not. Right, well, let's move her in. Just in case all of our attacks fail.
established.
You got to remember that the advantage of interrogating enemies, taking them alive, is for research.
We're certainly not leaving any question as to our ability to fight the alien threat. Excellent work all around, Commander.
So, we really don't need to take an ethereal alive. Basically, right, 34 Illyrium, that is good. Can we build a blaster launcher? No, we cannot. That's fine. So I'm going to deliberately look for assault soldiers now.
Commander, we just received a Priority 1 request from the Council.
Okay, secure the facility. This should be good for training.
Excellent. We look forward to seeing your progress.
Revive or suppression. We'll go with revive. Bullet swamp.
Strike one. Prepare for land.
Australia has sent a number of requests for assistance, so that's our next drop site. Word just came down from the Council. We've lost communications with an outpost that was monitoring for alien activity. Our primary objective is to secure that facility so we can get it operational again ASAP.
Okay, so I think we've had one before where we were just eliminating the aliens, and I think it was mutons rather than thin men. So we need to be prepared for that. The other thing I'm not sure if I've mentioned is kind of abandoned trying to make our troops, what's the way of putting it, to stop us being like fragile, like to train up lots of different soldiers, because we need them to be gifted and we're so close to the end game. I'm just putting the same gifted soldiers in every time. I want them to be as trained as possible. So if we lose one, obviously that'll be a serious setback. In theory we do have backup soldiers, they're the ones that weren't gifted. So if necessary, if we do lose a gifted person, we can substitute them in for a non-gifted person with a mind shield. The reason I haven't equipped Boom with a mind shield is because it would take the place of her stun rifle, stun device. And arc throw is the actual name. And that's kind of, she's the only one who has one, because I don't have any gifted assault troops, so I'm kind of taking the risk of her being controlled in the hope that we can actually take enemies alive and capture drones occasionally, even though it's not particularly useful. It just kind of makes sense to me. I don't want to take that ability away. But I'm still hoping to get a gifted assault person, but we're not going to wait for that. If we get to the final mission, I will swap out her arc thrower for a mind shield, assuming I remember. That will be far more important, and we certainly have no need to take people alive on the last mission. But yeah, training seems to be going well. sorry it's a little slow, but we just got the gifted people so late in the game. But a couple of them did just gain ranks, so we are pretty much getting there. So any minute now I'm going to have enough, build the Golem Chamber, and probably bring things to a conclusion. Hopefully a successful one. Really should be a successful one, because we've certainly been cautious enough. But I'm going to leave it there for now, and thank you for watching. I will see you next time.